Hey guys, Nina here, welcoming you to another reading from the Ladies of Horror Picture Prompt Monthly Challenge, hosted by Elaine Pascale on her channel, The Godmother of Horror. If you'd like to read along or read previously published pieces, please visit spreadingthewritersword.com or ladiesofhorror.com. In the meanwhile, enjoy the reading.
Mercy by Peden-Coviello. The hunger awakened him. Not the small hunger that sent him to the alleys and the refuse bins, seeking the small lives, the rats and the occasional cat or dog, to satisfy the insignificant pangs till the time of the big hunger. Yes, this was that hunger, the one that came on him and all his kin only once in a decade. The urge that turned him toward the two-legged prey he now needed to fulfill his deepest needs. Slowly he flexed his wings and stretched his stiff muscles. That felt good. He launched himself into the night sky, a moonless sky, dark as velvet. The night birds fell silent as he passed, huddling in feathery mounds of terror. He grinned in the light cast by the street lamps, fangs gleaming as he soared above the park. He settled in the sturdy branches of an old oak to wait for likely prey. He watched as she left the shop, a straggler amongst other two-legged females. A little chatter rose to his perked ears, a few laughs. None of it made much sense to the gargoyle sitting in the oak tree, but he listened. He always listened. He'd been listening for hundreds of years, in a multitude of different countries, atop any number of stone edifices. The elderly female set off alone into the park. The gargoyle turned his head to follow her as she passed underneath his oak. Yes, she'd suffice. He leapt into the air and glided silently after her, talons outstretched. He grasped the woman by the shoulders and dug his knife-sharp claws into her. Ugh! She twisted out of his grip, ripping free of her coat, which now dangled from his grip. "Oh, no, you don't! Take that!" And she stabbed him, in the side of his neck, with a long, pointy, metallic object she grabbed out of her bag. Then she hit him in the face with the heavy bag. How insulting! He staggered backwards. "You're not supposed to fight. You're supposed to cower in fear." His voice was like a half-ton of gravel tumbling down a rusty metal chute. "Well, I am gonna fight you, and kick and scream, and make you pay before you kill me, you big, ugly son of a bitch." He didn't know why, but that made him laugh. She was a feisty thing. He could smell the illness in her, though, and the fragility. Gingerly, he handed her back her torn coat. He pulled the knitting needle out of his neck and returned it to her as well. She stashed it back in her bag. "But why? You're old and sick. Why would you fight me so hard? Is your life worth the struggle?" He gestured toward a park bench. They sat. The bench creaked under the gargoyle's weight. "Yeah, well, the docs say I've only got a few months to live. My kidneys are crap and my heart's given out on me. And they say the end's going to be a hard one." Her face twisted and she clutched her chest, her breath coming in short gasps. "I don't know why I fought you like that. My friends are all passed on or living on the other side of the country. My husband passed 2 years ago. Heck, even my dog died last week. Nobody's going to miss me." They sat in silence for a couple of minutes, a silence broken only by the old woman's difficult breathing. When she spoke again, her voice was barely audible, even to the gargoyle's sensitive ears. "Can you make it quick? Could you do me that, Mercy?" She unwrapped the scarf from around her neck. With a gentleness that surprised even him, the gargoyle stretched out a clawed hand and patted her arm. Yes. He granted her the only mercy he could. Much later, hunger satiated, he flew back to his post. He carried with him the scarf he'd taken from around the old woman's neck. He wrapped it around his own. It smelled of her, of old woman in lavender, but not of fear and not of pain. She would not go unremembered.